and welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is Professor Maksym Yali for International Relations of National Aviation University in Ukraine. Also joining me is Professor Oleg Klenin, PhD in Economics, founder of the charity fund Let's Rebuild Our Ukraine. Gentlemen, it's a positive direction against so much harm and confusion and conflict in the Ukraine. It's a perfect step to go in. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Errol. Always welcome, always glad to participate in your show today also with my friend and partner, Oleg. Yes, will be an interesting topic to discuss.
Beautiful. Professor, I'm going to start right off. Professor Oleg Klenin, you're making your preparation in the process of rebuilding Ukraine. I just want to say at this juncture is that Ukraine has Russia, has Putin running. You're all reclaiming a lot of land. It's the good step to go in. But at the said very time, he is a dangerous man because it seems that his military is forsaking him. There's turmoil now in his Russia. People are fleeing. And he's out of arms. He's basically begging North Korea to sell him old artillery to use in the war. He's in a bad position and he's desperate. Do you think he may want to try to go nuclear?
Ты думаешь, он использует ядерное оружие?
Я не являюсь специалистом по ядерному оружию. А угадывать – это очень неблагодарное дело.
He says, my colleague says that he's not an expert in nuclear weapons, and so he doesn't want to guess. Yes, I can answer this question, by the way, I would say more professionally than Oleg. Oleg is for rebuild, for charity fund is a real professional.
Of course. Yes. So, we want to get to business, and you are in the process now of start acquiring funds and raising funds to get into the habit of making preparation of rebuilding what you would have lost in Ukraine. Is there any international business partners that you have at your side right now?
Тут как раз мы готовим к отстройке, да, есть ли бизнес-партнеры уже сейчас у твоего фонда?
У нас полностью создана билдинг-групп, то есть группа профессионалов, которая в состоянии выполнить от проектирования и заканчивая благоустройством. Полный под ключ, полный цикл.
So we have all cycle completed already of partners building companies which are ready to build the necessary houses. Absolutely, totally. I would say everything is ready. As for business partners, yes, as you know. And I would like to tell, yes, firstly, to your viewers, to you, that Oleg's fund is producing mobile water purification stations. So it's very necessary. And we have some already success, and we had to finance from international funds from the United States, where the members of the board are congressmen. It is called RDI, Renew Democracy Initiative. And that's why actually we are contacting with you, Errol, and our program, which is about, of course, we are looking for business partners who want to invest in rebuilding of Ukraine or to help people to avoid that suffering, because water is a very important issue. For example, as you know, we had interviews with you about my native city in Mariupol. Oleg also comes from Mariupol. So people melted snow because they didn't have water. And there are hundreds of thousands of people now in Ukraine who on the front line, yes, such big cities as Nikolai, for example. It's about 400,000 people inhabitant now, of course less, but more than 180 days they don't have water at all. So we, of course, now looking for charity funds, for investors who could sponsor production of these water purification stations. And then in the future, of course, to invest in building of houses for refugees who lost their houses, flats, just as I did, and Oleg, for example. And there are millions of refugees, as you know, some of them even in the United States, who lost everything, who had to leave their houses, motherland, and to become refugees. They have nowhere to live. But first of all, we should supply all people who are in needs in water, in pure water. It's number one, because as you know, people can live without food for 30 days, but without water, they die much quicker. And that's the problem. And that's what we would like to talk about also today with you.
Right. What are some of the typical projects that you're looking at in detail that, let's say, the average businessman here in America who want to invest in Ukraine right now can say, well, you know what, this seems like a good project I can go after. What are some of the detailed projects you're looking at besides water?
Вот о проектах, каким, что мог сказать о бизнесменам, да, которые хотят инвестировать деньги, какие интересные проекты есть, куда они были заинтересованы инвестировать.
Опять же, мы сейчас говорим о двух направлениях. Первый – это гуманитарный, это в первую очередь вода, изготовление мобильных установок очистки воды, в которых очень сильно нуждается сейчас население Украины. Это я бы назвал гуманитарный проект. А то, что интересное инвестирование, это, безусловно, новые города, которые мы будем строить.
So now we can say about two directions, yes, and two projects. So first direction is humanitarian, to supply, as I mentioned before, people with water and to build water purification stations, mobile. And second directions, interesting for businessmen, for investors, is just as the name of our fund is called, to rebuild our Ukraine, yes, to invest in building of cities for hundreds of thousands of people in future. And that can be also not just a charity as the first direction and project, but also as a business.
Так как в этих городах будет предусмотрено, кроме того, что проживание людей, пострадавших от агрессии, будет еще и создаваться бизнес-инфраструктура, на которой будут работать люди. И это уже речь идет о рентабельном или высокорентабельном бизнесе, куда можно привлекать инвесторов, где есть четко просчитанная прибыль, рентабельность, срок окупаемости. Это уже для бизнеса будет интересно.
So in that cities, towns we are going to build, of course, it's we talk not only for flats, houses for refugees, but of course they're going to be an infrastructure which can be profitable. And of course we already, because people must work somewhere there, some new enterprises will be built as well there, infrastructure, and this can be profitable. Yes, and we have business plan in how quickly you can get profit, and of course it can be and is interesting for business investors to invest in that infrastructure because they can earn good money, and we have all details already.
Самый элементарный пример, который вы все прекрасно знаете, это управляющие компании, которые управляют этими же городами. Это и теплоснабжение, водоснабжение, все коммуникации. Это все бизнес.
So just the simplest example, yes, when you build a town, there is an electricity, water, gas supply. Yes, and of course, special companies are organized. And this is a business, of course. So this is a very profitable business. international investors could invest and earn money.
И так как мы будем применять все наиболее современные технологии, то, что вы сказали, технологии будущего, future, ну, это как раз наши зарубежные партнеры нам могут и помочь, и подсказать, где наиболее выгодное, рентабельное и правильное применение технологий. Технологий по отоплению, по вывозу мусора, утилизации.
So, of course, as we're looking for our international partners, yes, they could give us some advice and propose their own projects, because it's going to be tons of future with modern technologies, recycling system, garbage, for example, and all other things. And of course, here we are also looking for investments and for technologies. Our future business partners could supply us and to put in that cities and to earn money.
When do you think would be a reasonable time that investors should really get active or proactive, actually, in getting involved in the rebuilding process? Should they wait until there's some ceasefire agreement, or would you say at this juncture is a safe time that they should start with these proceedings?
Когда будет лучшее время начинать для инвесторов? Да, нужно ли ждать ожидания прекращения огня?
Спасибо за этот прекрасный вопрос, но на него уже есть ответ.
Thank you for this very good and smart question, but there is already an answer for it.
Вы прекрасно понимаете, что для того, чтобы начать строительство и получить все разрешения на строительство, сделать технико-экономическое обоснование проекта, подготовить чертежи, для этого всего нужно время.
As you know, to start such a process of building something, you need time to sum up, to receive all the necessary documents, plans, etc., etc.
Нам ничто сейчас не мешает, выбрав участок земли, например, в Киевской области, неподалеку от Киева, начинать делать документы, делать геологию, геодезию, изыскание воды, коммуникации и подготавливаться, получать разрешение на строительство и подготавливаться к окончанию войны, к нашей победе, победе Украины. И все, 7 дней, праздник, потом начинать строить.
So now it's high time, because it's possible to find necessary, and we're also working on it, piece of land, and start making projects, looking for necessary documents and all the necessary things for starting such serious investment projects, yes, so like building of towns of future. And then just after we win in this war, we're absolutely sure, okay, 7 days we can celebrate and then start building it up and earning money.
Если мы начнем завтра этим вопросом заниматься, мы можем выбрать и не один, а несколько участков земли под застройку. То начало весны у нас будут полностью готовы документы. И мы всех конкурентов обгоним минимум на 4-5 месяцев, которые начнут это делать после победы. То есть мы на 5 месяцев впереди всех.
So if we start tomorrow, for example, yes, looking for a necessary place, land, start doing the necessary documents, project, etc., etc. By spring, already in 4-5 months, when we are sure there will be already a ceasefire and our victory is quite possible to be achieved, then we will be ahead 4 or 5 months of other companies, other investors. We will be ready already to start building and start realizing our project. And as you know, time is money. So of course, the quicker you start, the earlier, the sooner you start earning money.
Что очень важно еще.
Okay.
So therefore, you're saying that you would be putting together in the immediate future the zoning process, the licenses that contractors may need, that they can get, start making preparation that when the green light says we are safe to go, that nothing would be in their way. They can just proceed to start the building process.
Exactly. Yes, you're absolutely right. Ну, подтвердил то, что ты сказал.
Right. Okay. So with that said, how are you going to prep the process for those who are going to voluntarily give assistance, those who are going to looking at investing harshly in terms of economic resources and looking for profits? Are you going to have a division between both, that, let's say, a person like me may want to get involved in your fundraising process? That's something they can start with like immediately. They don't need a license to do that. They just need permission from your organization. You give the blue light to go ahead. They start conducting their fundraising campaign. That's one thing. And for the other, in terms of acquiring licenses and permissions, are there forms or any form of documentation that you can presently give to those people who would need it to start their process?
Смотри, ну вот как бы тут два, да, процесса. Вот, с точки зрения гуманитарной, как я говорил, да, уже в принципе тут ничего не надо, они получат все разрешения для фандрейзинга, в том числе. Ну,
Отлично. Все,
да.
все.
А второе, ну понятно, там все эти лицензии и так далее.
Но на второй этап, на начальное собирание документов, тоже нужна небольшая сумма денег. Ну, условно, это 5% контракта.
Это ты про второй
Это про строительство.
Mm-hmm. So, as for the first humanitarian projects, yes, and directions we are doing already, we have some successes already. Oleg, he has a company, he produces the necessary equipment, as I have mentioned, even Ukrainian authorities, Bucha, you heard very well, yes, the massacre in Bucha. So they already opened and gave there such a mobile water purification station. Yes, so we are doing it. And Oleg has a special company. They are producing already now 2 more stations for other cities, for Kryvyi Rog and Nikolaev. And this is one charity, yes. And here everything is ready for fundraising. We can, in that program, yes, you can just come to the website of the fund and donate $5, $10, thousands of dollars, as much as you possible. Because as I mentioned, hundreds of thousands of people are highly in need of drinking water. And it's a great problem, especially taking into consideration that Putin is going and is already hitting the civil infrastructure, plants, electricity, and if there is no electricity, as it was in Mariupol, then there is no water supply, and people die of starvation and without water, dehydration. And secondly, as our business direction, as I mentioned, well, you need only about 5% necessary funds to launch the process of documents, but the process will be very quickly because we are working on it. We have memorandums with authorities, with the government. They are highly interested. Because, as I mentioned, millions of inhabitants of Ukraine lost their homes, flats, even cities, just as our common Mariupol. Yes, there were 500,000 people living in, and it is totally destroyed. So these people, after the end of war, and even now, are already in need of living somewhere. And so we are organizing this project to build people for them and for investors also to earn money, as I mentioned. So it's a very short period of time you need, because we have a total support of the government authorities. We have already prepared the necessary company documents, signed the memorandums, just looking forward and waiting for investors.
Okay. What are your countries that you're primarily targeting for contractors, besides the United States and maybe England? I'm quite sure all around the world, there are a lot of countries who may very well want to get in on this to invest in the rebuilding of Ukraine. Do you have any specific countries in mind at this time that you are targeting?
Ну, хороший вопрос. У вас есть какие-то конкретные страны, которые вы таргетируете, да, кроме НАТО, к примеру, которые ищете где инвесторов, либо вы открыты?
Мы полностью открыты к диалогу и рады абсолютно контактам и общению со всеми. Ограничений никаких.
We are absolutely open for everybody, for any representatives and investors from any state or country. Yes, we are absolutely open to the dialogue. So there are any restrictions. Anybody who wants to invest or donate or to help people or who is thinking of earning money after the process of rebuilding of Ukraine begins is welcome.
For those who are under the umbrella of humanitarian, like those families who were displaced. Now, obviously, this is for those in the Ukraine now. How would you reach out to those people that they can, let's say, Maksym or Oleg, I need some assistance here. What are the information that you're giving to them right now at this point in terms of reaching out to you?
In terms of reaching us, you mean?
Yeah. That's your own homeland right now, so that's your home question.
Окей, значит, какая информация, как могут обратиться, да, вот люди, которые захотят или задонатить, или пойти.
Мы дадим ссылку на наш сайт, и он англоязычный, абсолютно понятный, а все взаимоотношения мы готовы подписать, меморандумы, контракты. Ну, здесь у нас никаких ограничений.
Mm-hmm. So we will supply a link to our website of our fund, yes, and there is information in England. Everybody, either those who want to donate or to invest, to get in touch with us, there are all contacts. They can do it very easily, and they are always welcome.
Мы можем заключить договор с их фондом о том, чтобы они для нас это фандрейзили или донатили, и мы через них будем получать деньги за минусом тех официальных процентов, которые они зарабатывают.
We can also sign a memorandum with charity funds, yours, for example, Errol, yes, right. And we can sign this memorandums and start our cooperation and just to raise money in the United States with your help, with other charity funds who would like to join this initiative. It's very easily and we are open for cooperation.
Пусть становятся нашими официальными партнерами, мы дадим все документы, все разрешения.
You can become our official partner. We shall supply you with all necessary documents. Everybody, I mean,
yes,
just not you particularly. Yes, but
definitely, definitely, Maksym. I will partner with you both to raise funds here to help with Ukraine. I asked you that question at first because I have close friends here who are Ukrainians. I'm born in Ukraine, actually, who had families in Mariupol, and they were seriously displaced, and they were under a lot of somewhat stress, so to speak, as to where their mom would be and so forth. So I only asked that question that if people, I don't know the parameters like you do in your nation, but just in case they want to reach out to you to get that immediate help, you would be the person to reach out to. Definitely, I'd be more than happy in partnering with you. We would talk a little bit later, and we get things put together. We'll do an ad and get it out there and see how we can do things here from the US side. But most definitely, we'll do that. So I would ask, since we are wrapping it on the last 3 minutes, they can ask Professor Oleg Klenin, is there any major way you want to appeal to the world, to the public at large here, those who are here in the US, England, Canada, wherever it is, how essential it is to make as much contributions that they possibly can in the rebuilding of the Ukraine.
Как раз у нас последние 3 минуты, если обращение, да, к гражданам США, Англии, Канады, которые могут смотреть, почему им нужно, соответственно, инвестировать, донатить и так далее. То есть кратко.
Я вам скажу так, что наши вооруженные силы занимаются своим делом, а мы, гражданское общество, должны помогать пострадавшим. И помогать делом. Хорошие слова – это красиво, а когда ты что-то сделал, вручил ключи от квартиры или вручил бутыль чистой воды, вот это и не стыдно, и правильно, и по-христиански, и по-человечески.
So, Mr. Oleg says that Ukrainian armed forces are doing their job, yes, but civil societies, where representatives of it and Oleg is, yes, should also do something. Good words, it's fine, it's good, but deeds is more important. When you can give a keys of a flat for refugees who lost everything, members of their family, not only homes, as people in Mariupol, we are both coming from, or you give some water, drinking water to people who didn't have it, it's much more important. So, of course, we would like to address and ask everybody, both who are interested in investments or who just want to help these people in needs, who lost everything, yes, who don't have even water supply, not talking about flats, please donate. And we are all, always welcome to doing it. And of course, God bless us all. And it's from the point of view of Christianity, a very good thing.
Bless God. Well, Professor Yali and Professor Klenin, it was a pleasure having you both here today. I'm sure this is not the last time we will speak. We will continue to be in touch with each other, and we'll make things happen. And for all those who are tuning in on Living in the 21st Century, I want to say to you, have a blessed day. Goodbye.